Time is now. It's back to the rhymes. It's like, wow, he's back to the rhymes. I'm in the booth, straight dropping dimes. Clark Kent, Daily Planet, the Metropolis Times. I write these raps while I'm under the gun. I see you back to get you some. A little bit of this and a little bit of that. Pure, raw, uncut rap. Back to the rhymes. Now's the time. Time to unwind because it's back to the rhymes. Back to the rhymes. Now's the time. Time to unwind because it is back to the rhymes. Okay. I find myself upstairs again, thankfully. Let's go through the list. School Us album sales. That's the album. Sales did not happen. Related to that and YouTube channel is I put T for Theon. Didn't see her today. Thought I would text her before it got late, and I didn't. She stays up late, but I just prefer not to do that. I will going to have this on my hand. Memorial Day is tomorrow. I will send her a text tomorrow. Just I think she's out of town. Memorial Day weekend. So that's it. We're at June, and let's do this. I was talking to somebody. Yeah, I got somebody, my man. So I'll wait till I get to the YouTube channel. Let's hold off on continuing this discussion about the album sales, but that's the plan. Again, My Reformation music video didn't make that to send that message, so I can't update you. Man, I dropped the ball on the first two. Number one and number two, I pretty much dropped the ball by not at least sending it out. Like, if she didn't get back to me, she'd get back to me. I didn't send it out. It's going to happen tomorrow. My whole plan, though, was to see if I'd see her today, and that didn't happen. So, all right, number 3, YouTube channel. So, I will mention I talked to my friend Crazy Jr. Well, I think he's the funniest guy I personally know, in my opinion. I think my wife would agree. So funny. So I wanted that. You got to have you on my YouTube channel sometime. So that's in the works. Hopefully he doesn't sneak off to Japan before that happens. I guess he plays bass guitar. So a CD release party, live music. So that's good. I wasn't thinking about him, but I'm glad that he reminded me of that. And before I forget, congratulations to another Alex and Elizabeth. That's Lynn's son and new daughter-in-law for getting married. Okay, so I wanted to mention that. Let's see. In addition, Mimi Art Smile. So Mimi, this is the nickname for going back, friend of mine, and my wife's got married. I guess I could say, I was going to do a little checking, but I would say, and she's not real active on YouTube now, but with all the people I've gotten to know her recently, but she has, I think, get in the neighborhood of 2,000 subscribers for her YouTube channel, and she's able to create graphic art or something. And maybe I'll do this here. So anyway, this is someone I would love to talk to. She could, of course, do art type stuff too. Maybe I could talk to her. But anyway, I'm supposed to get with her in 2 weeks, June 12th, and ask questions and find out what she's doing. But yeah, it's really good. I was watching a little of her video. It's in Japanese, but she's got the editing, she's got the graphics, she's got the cuts, I'm sure she could tell me about how much time that takes. It's not something that I'd love to hear her thoughts on it, how she got into doing that. Looks very good, but having just those graphics and stuff. So I gotta ask questions. So it would, based on the amount of subscribers she has, and like I said, I don't think she's posted anything for the past year. I think she could at least explain what it's like to monetize YouTube. I think she has got to that point, hit the criteria for that, and again, I'm a long ways from that at this point. But I would just be curious to know how it went for her. I know a couple other people who have a lot of subscribers, but I think they posted some things that just took off, and then I don't know how that works, because I think if you repost something, it wasn't their content. Maybe they posted anyway. It's not like an ongoing thing for them. So I would say, in my mind, she's probably the most successful overall, which I think it's cool. Got to learn from those who are within my sphere and have success. Why not? So what am I doing? Okay, so let's see. I was doing janitorial today in this shirt. That was very good. I coming from church, I try to dress a little nice, but then I got to dress down for janitorial when it gets too hot. So that's it for the YouTube channel. In addition, Lynn I want to report. So she tried to get with somebody with the Flood Society, and we're waiting to hear back. So nothing's happened on that front. In addition, I talked to Leah, who sings and writes songs at the church there, Highlands, and she's looking for a place to record. She's got content. She needs a place to record it. So, of course, there's no way she's not going to have I don't know if she'd want to write songs together. I guess the thing is, I think she's got her stuff and she just wants to, anyway. And she's got a friend who has a recording studio, but now he's kind of busy. He writes too, but you know how it is. You're just trying to see who wants to do what. But what I did think, so it's Highlands Community Church in Renton, and they have the pastor there seems to have some relationship with someone out in Canyon Hills, out in Bothell somehow. I think they met somehow. So Canyon Hills, of course, has a recording studio, the full thing, a label. Well, what about I'm just kind of new to this place, but there's a new worship leader there at Highlands, so maybe it's a good sized place. They got all kinds of stuff. See if they'd want to do something like that at Highlands. So maybe I could say, hey, is that something that, so since they have a relationship, this could be something that could be thought about. Because the pastor at the church was reading some lyrics from a song they made up there at Canyon Hills during the service today. Okay. They didn't do the song, which I thought they might, but that was cool. So we're just, things are happening little by little. Just trying to put the pieces together. All right. So I think that will do it for YouTube channel for now. Let me also say, so Leon's video right now is at 20, 22. I've shared it about 40, 41 times. So I just count the first one of the playlist. So that's got the most views. So it's getting some response. I should have checked to see how is it overall on viewing, but I'll check that. So that's the latest with the YouTube channel, I'd say. Rules of engagement. Nothing to talk about that I can think of. That's fine. Bellevue Ballers. So I did talk to Janet Worldwide and the Goads. Someone has a contact with Goads, so I got to call them back. So that was hopeful. There's hope. Hope is alive with them. And I would just be very blessed, honored to just help bring their music and make it available. Just want to make it available. Someone wants to hear it, that's up to them. But it's the Bellevue Baller perspective. That's original music that speaks to our industry. I mean, it's not just covers, which covers are fine, but having the original music, especially when it supports and motivates, which I could do that too. Okay, I dropped the ball here too. So that's part of this. Music for Back to the Rhyme songs. JW's my man Jay out there. His son is dabbling with he's 17, starting to play with the recording equipment. I think I might have mentioned that, but I was supposed to call him. My plan was to call him today to follow up, and I didn't do that. So call him tomorrow. He could be at work, but I think he could hopefully take a call or communicate with me about that. Number 7, the biggest progress is here in merch. So I got to see a prototype of what it's going to look like. I think it's going to be good. I expect to pick up those shirts this week and be able to model that for you all this coming Sunday. So that's the plan. Trump's going to thump that I mentioned. I think I did that. I got on that True social media. So, there is someone else at the church who's classically trained in opera. I don't know about. See, the thing is, in my conversation with Leah, she wants to record. She wasn't saying anything about publishing her songs. And so I was wondering, I suppose I could. I just want to go through that because it's not as noticeable at this church, but at our church over the years, it's very noticeable. The published number and the who wrote it, that the year it came out, that kind of stuff will get shown during the service. So I want to replicate that. So we'll see what happens. That's that. I would say for current events, probably as good as anything. There's a couple I could talk on, but I think I'll just mention this story. So when I was delivering mail up there on Jackson and 10th, one of the residents in a building close to there was making their drugs in their unit, and it set off sensor to say there's gas in the building. They didn't know that's what the cause was, so they shut down all Jackson for like 3 hours. I think it made it on the news. Turned out it was fentanyl of some kind. So anyway, the building across the street from there has got even more characters living in there, a lot of knuckleheads and drugs. And it had a sign that said on the door, which was new, I hadn't seen it, said, any illegal drug use will be, if you use illegal drugs, I hope I'm saying this right, you will be arrested and prosecuted. I'm like, really? Because I thought you could do that and get away with it in the city of Seattle, where I was told by my mom that, and somebody else mentioned, Edmonds said no to loitering, no to camping, no, and same with Mercer Island. Kind of two of the nicest places. Like I could be very happy living in either small city. Those are nice places. They're not having it. I guess Seattle is having it. To the extent of, I was like, wow, really? They would arrest and prosecute in Seattle, huh? Okay, well. And I turn around and I look, oh, what do you know? A couple guys with the tinfoil and the crack pipe. Is it crack? Is it meth? I don't know what it is. I see tinfoil, this stuff. Ever remember seeing it, man, on Jackson delivering mail? I'm seeing it. So because the streets shut down because of the other yahoo, there's a police officer directing traffic. And I decided, well, let's ask. Let's see if the law, we do have a new mayor, has the laws changed? Have they toughened up on illegal drug use in the city of Seattle? So I went to the officer and I said, question for you. on that apartment building there, there's a sign that says illegal drug if you use illegal drugs, you'll be arrested and prosecuted. They're over there smoking illegal drugs. Is that the situation? And he said to me, let's get serious. This is Seattle. Man, that sucks. That sucks. And I kind of had the idea, why not? What can you do, right? I don't think it's a lack of money. There is certainly a lack of political will. I mean, this affects people. You go into a baseball game and you see this stuff, they're motivated to do anything, right? So what if these guys are so out of it? I'm talking about so out of it on drugs that if you were to just say, hey, man, we're going for a ride. I'm taking you to Madison Park, Windermere, Laurelhurst. Where would you like to go? You want to go sightseeing, and just bring a busload of them out there and just set them on the street. What's going to happen? I don't know. People might not like it, but I mean, what, because again, and I think part of it, so when you have places like Edmonds and Mercer Island have a zero tolerance, understandable. What I was wondering is their final destination is if the final destination on the hook. So if you're the softest city, you're on the hook for paying for the rehab of these people because you ran out of places to push them to. It might not happen, but I guess you shouldn't have been the last to stand up to it. So now you're stuck with these guys. I don't know, but it's interesting. It's interesting, but I think it's nice to have a model of saying, here, we have a zero tolerance. That's what that looks like. Do it. Just do it. I mean, if you're in Edmonds and you say zero tolerance, there's a consequence to you doing that. What is it? So maybe I'll do a little more research to see what is the consequence. You're loitering. You're camping. What are they doing specifically about that? Taking them to jail? Cool. Let's see how that goes. Where does it happen? What happens from there? So anyway, I will get back to the rhymes and I will finish this song and get on to the next one, which is kind of think a little about it, but what am I going to do for my next song? So here we go. The finest hour, you're a witness. Oh, shoot. Sorry. That's verse 3. Wake up. Okay. Okay. Here we go. Right there. Their finest hour was this very living life correct, living in the present, presenting with this opportunity for all eternity. Your kingdom come, your will be done. You gave us a son, you gave us your son. Now is not the time to not stiffen the spine, not lift one another up, not fill one another's cup, so it could runneth over and mow down the devil's schemes and plans to devour stock cold in this, their finest hour. All right, give it a little time and we go on. Their finest hour, you're looking at it. Time marches on, sure as I spit, and put it out for the record, and mark my word, duck the mark unheard, as it says in his word. Absurd, I think not. Snake lay in the weeds, there he plot his next move. It's our time to prove, all God's for real. Though he came to steal, kill, to destroy, all God's the real McCoy. In this, their finest hour, overpower his plans to devour. In this, their finest hour. Their finest hour, your witness to history in the making from a special crew who knew what to do and did it. Brought glory to God, not hid it, and hid it out the park, walking in the light, not the dark. What was the spark? This parking lot's empty. The place is shuttered. Folks is sheltered in place. Does this have to be the case? The phrase itself cries out, defeated. What took place cannot be deleted. Who can look back at those who stood in the gap and what turned to be their finest hour. Strong tower overran his plans to devour in this, their finest hour. No time to cower in this, their finest hour. So that's 2 minutes. That's pretty strong. I guess I did finish it. Yeah, I like that. I kind of do a little build there. That was 2 minutes. I'm sure I'd have a little more music on the front end and the back end, and then there's your song. All right. That was pretty interesting because I didn't write numbers for the verses, but it came out at 30 seconds per verse. I didn't notice that per verse. Sounded interesting. Okay. All right. Next song. Here we go. Now, what am I going to do? Man. Could have a song, what am I going to do? Popped into my head. I did think today was cleaning because I was thinking, Tom, about having a song. And by the way, I did look into that Strong Tower. Don't think I could. It comes from a song that worship song. So anyway, it's a good song. Our very present help in my time of need, something like that. But I didn't see exactly in scripture, but I think it's in there. But anyway, if not, I'm getting it from that song. So, I think one thing I was thinking is it's not possible, but here's the thought I had was, we want to be able to see other people the way God sees them, right? Now, one thing I thought, as a parent, I see my child differently than anyone else sees my child. Okay. And of course, I'm hopeful people, they might not have the same feelings about my child as I have for my own child, but certainly would like for my child to be treated well by others, but I can't imagine or expect that they would have the kind of feelings or care or appreciation that I would have for my own child. But if the goal is to see others the way God sees them, well, we're all his children. Everyone you see is a child of God. So, as a parent, I could try and do what I can and of course, God appreciates my own child way more. We can't do it. We just don't have the ability, but that's the goal, So, that's a thought I had. So, I guess to try to see others, maybe to treat others the way I would treat my own child. I don't know what that would look like, but part of it's just thinking in those ways more. I try to be a people person, be good to people. It's not easy. I mean, we're finite. We've got to do our stuff. We got to hit our goals of surviving and paying bills and keeping the boss off my back and all on the street like that. It's heartbreaking to see it. I definitely would want to do something about it. And that's the thing. It's like the goal is to not stay where I am and to progress and move on. What does that mean? Am I going to be away from what I see? I'm maybe God put me there. Well, he did, right? So I could see it up close and personal. I've never seen people using drugs the way I'm seeing it. So I have more of a heart for it than I did in the past. So that would be that there. I'll call the song As God Sees Them. Okay, so let's try that. And I notice it a lot with country music in particular. They always do wordplay. Damn Straight is a song right now. Damn Straight, you know, it's about George Strait and your lousy song reminded me of my woman. What's the wishful drinking? So wishful thinking, you know, all these things. So hip hop, country, got that in common. All right, as God sees them. So I could say a couple things with just that title, right? But I can start out by saying, okay, so I'll call it as God sees them. Lord, help me better see your children as you see them. Ooh, no, the pen's running out. It's been a good pen. My wife's not going to be happy. Uh-oh, it ran out. Let's see now. And, you know, you hear statements like, I just popped in my head, you know, such a person's not fit for the kingdom. You know, that sounds pretty harsh, God. But you know, these are things that are beyond our understanding. You know, people question it. They want to challenge God, and I don't want to be that person. I certainly want to be fit for the kingdom. So I guess to help me in the area, I want to see his children as he sees them, right? Okay. Lord, help me better see your children as you see them. Help me to see past their shortcomings and help me to see past their shortcomings and seek not to condemn. You are the Holy One, the only one truly qualified to judge. I want to continue on a path like that and not budge. Until next time, when we get back to the rhyme.